Mindful Chat sa 89.1 FM. Isang oras na kaalaman, kwentuhan at kasagutan tungkol sa kalusugang pangkaisipan. Kasama ang mga psychologists, guidance counselors, and mental health experts para sagutin ang iyong katanungan at maghatid ng kanilang kaalaman. Pag-uusapan natin ang mga seryosong bagay na minsan ay hindi nabibigyang pansin. May live tawagan. Kaya kung may tanong ka, ilahad mo na. Huwag palalampasin ang Mindful Chats. Every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday, 8 to 9 p.m. Kasama si Doc Lalaine Alfanoso at Pam De Castro. Your mind, your strength. Mental health matters.
Good evening mga kaibigan and welcome to Mindful Chats. This is your good friend Lalaine Siron Alfanoso. Nagpapasalamat po sa inyong walang sawang pagtangkilik sa programang ito. Isang oras na naman po tayo magkakasama sa Himpapawid over 89.1 FM and stream live over the Facebook and YouTube page of Adventist World Radio Manila. Mga kaibigan, ang Mindful Chats ay nagbibigay sa inyo ng mga impormasyon kung paano natin mas lalong mapapanatiling malusog ang ating kalusugan, lalong-lalo na po ang ating mental na aspeto. Isang oras po na umaatikabong diskusyon kasama ang ating resource person. You can also be part of our discussion mga kaibigan. Pwede kayong sumama sa aming diskusyon. Kung meron po kayong katanungan, if you have any inquiries, if you have any questions, tawagan lang po namin kayo. Or tawagan nyo po kami. Sa topic po na ating pag-uusapan, please feel free to call us at this number. Ang atin pong number ay 0918-944-7891. Uulitin ko po. 0918-944-7891. And mga kaibigan, pagkatapos po ng aming diskusyon, pagkatapos ng aming talakihan, we will be throwing one question sa aming tagapakinig at ang mga tumawag or kaya ang unang tumawag sa amin, ay maaring makatanggap ng cash prize via GCash. So uulitin ko po uli ang number na tatawagan ninyo, 0918-944-7891. Again mga kaibigan, ito po ang inyong lingkod, Lalaine Siron Alfanoso. Kasama ko po sa technical side si Sir Leo and si Sir Andy. Mga kaibigan, ang atin po pag-uusapan sa gabing ito ay patungkol po sa isang batas, ang RA 11036, at kung bakit ito importante sa ating kapakanan at mental health. At palalawakin natin ang ating kaalaman at nagpapasalamat tayo mga kaibigan at kasama natin ngayong gabi si Luella Jane C. Angkon, or we can call her Wella. Hello po ma'am, welcome to Mindful Chats.
Hello Doc, maraming salamat po for having me here.
Yeah. Ma'am Wella, taga saan ka po ba?
I am from Mindanao, particularly from Tagum City po.
Ay, okay, Tagum City. So
Yes.
at this very moment, nasa Tagum ka. Nasa Davao yan, ma'am, no?
Yes po, nasa Davao region Doc.
Oo. Napakaganda ng teknolohiya ngayon, ma'am, Ma'am Wella, kasi ako dito ngayon sa Silang, then ang ating mga technician nasa HQ, at ikaw naman ay naandyan sa Tagum. It's so happy, and then our listeners all over the Philippines, even all over the world, kasi marami po tayong mga tagapakinig through Facebook and YouTube channel. Minsan meron tayong tagapakinig sa US, sa Dubai, at marami pang iba. So we would like to greet them. Well, ma'am, ngayon, dahilan sa tutuunan po natin ng pansin, ang ating usapan will focus mainly on the batas or the law.
Yes.
I would like to strike a question now. Gaano po ba, ma'am, kaimportante na dapat nating malaman? Bakit ba kailangan nating malaman ang batas na ito?
I like the question. Doc, mental health is something that affects all of us, whether tayo po ay estudyante, professionals, drivers, or caretakers. Ngunit sa napakatagal po na panahon, ito ay napapabayaan o napapag-usapan lamang ng pabulong. Kaya it's really high time for us to discuss what RA 11036 is, or the Mental Health Act of 2018. And I am so excited to share this with every one of us here tonight.
Yeah, I like it when you said na pinag-uusapan lang natin ito ng pabulong. Minsan nga pinag-usapan namin nung isang gabi yung stigma kasi ikinakahiya natin. But it is good to know that the government had come up with this law. At palalawakin natin ang ating kaalaman pagkatapos po na maipakilala ko ng lubusan ang ating pong resource person. Ano ho? Mga kaibigan, ang ating resource person po sa gabing ito ay nagmumula, gaya ng sinabi niya, sa Tagum City, Davao. Siya po ay isang dedikado na mental health advocate at lecturer. Siya po sa kasalukuyan, mga kaibigan, ay nagsisilbi bilang officer in charge at guidance counselor associate sa Tagum Doctors College Incorporated at Guidance Service and Testing Center. Siya po ay isang registered psychometrician at pinagpapatuloy niya po ang kanyang master's degree in clinical psychology sa Ateneo de Davao University. And what is good to find out is she co-founded the Tagum City Mental Health Advocate Core Group. And very, very active po siya, mga kaibigan, sa pagtulong sa iba't ibang mga professional organizations. Kasama na po dito ang Psychological Association of the Philippines, ang Positive Psychology Special Interest Group, at syempre, ang Adventist Mental Health Professionals Association Mindanao. Ang pangalan po or ang nickname ng ating resource person ay Wella. We can call her Wella. Ano ho? And Wella regularly facilitates training on psychological first aid and leads seminars on peer support, stress management, mental health awareness, at marami pong iba. Ano ho? Magpasalamat tayo, mga kaibigan, at pinaunlakad niya ang paanyaya natin, ang ating invitation na maging resource person ngayong gabi. So, bago po tayo pumalaot sa himpapawid, ay manalangin muna po tayo, mga kaibigan. Father God, we would like to come to you this evening. We seek, dear Father, for thy holy presence and guidance to be upon us. Kindly give Ma'am Wella discernment, dear Father, so that she will be able na maibahagi sa amin ang tungkol sa batas na ito na makakatulong po sa ating mga mamamayan. Hinihingi ko rin, Amang Banal, na sana ang ating tagapakinig ay bigyan rin ng clarity of mind para mas lalo nilang maintindihan ang batas na ito. Ito po ang aking dalangin sa pangalan ni Jesus. Amen. Okay, Ma'am Wella, let's now continue on with our discussion. Marami po, Ma'am Wella, na sumasagi sa aking isipan. So it's good that the government had come up with RA 11036. What exactly is this Mental Health Act of 2018? When you say Mental Health Act of 2018, this has been approved in both the lower and upper house, no, sa Senate sa Congress nung taong 2018. So what exactly is mental health, and ano po ba yung groundbreaking piece of legislation nitong batas na ito?
Okay, so the Republic Act 11036, it is a landmark law that recognizes mental health as a fundamental human right. So when we say po fundamental human right, ito po ay pangunahing karapatang pantao. Kasi karamihan po sa atin, akala natin na yung mental health services in general ay privilege po ng mga mayayaman, ng may pera, kasi hindi naman natin afford. Ang mahal kaya magpa-therapy.
Yeah.
But ang layunin po ng RA 11036 is para malaman po ng ating mga kapwa Pilipino that mental health is a karapatang pangtao, not only a privilege. And I like it, Doc, because it creates a nationwide framework for mental health care that includes prevention, early intervention, treatment, and rehabilitation services. Meaning to say po na bawat mamamayang Pilipino ay garantisadong may access, no, sa mahahalagang serbisyo para sa mental health kahit saan man sila nakatira, kahit sino man sila, mayaman man sila o mahirap, or the in-between. And also, important point to emphasize is that the act was born out of the urgent need para po ma-address yung widespread mental health issues gaya ng depression, anxiety. Whether we like it or not po, every day we struggle with stress and problems. That's already part of our life because of sin. No? So,
Right.
maganda po na meron tayong ganito kasi pinagtutuunan ng pansin ng ating mental health. At hindi lamang ito nakatuon sa paggamot ng ating mga sakit, like the mental health issues, but binibigyang din nito ang maagap na pangangalaga or what we call the proactive care, psychoeducation, gaya ng ginagawa natin ngayong gabi, at community support. And in so many ways, isa itong way or kasangkapan para sa protection at healing sa ating community.
Oo. I like it when you said na ito ay hindi lang pribilehiyo ng mga mayayaman. Because yun nga ang kaisipan talaga itong mental health ay I mean yung mga services sa mental health ay para lang sa mayayaman. Paano naman tayo na mga mahihirap, di po ba? Gaya ng sinabi mo, one in every 4, no? Ay merong mental health problem. Actually, bawat isa sa atin ay nakakaranas ng mental health problem, stressors. There are so many stressors. And we thought that it's only the rich that can afford the services, mental health services. But then, I like it when you said that this is not a privilege of the rich, but a right of every Filipino people. No? So, this is for all, no? So, mga kaibigan, napakagandang nakuha kong impormasyon na ito na itong mental health services na ito ay para sa lahat. Ano ba ang content ng mental health act na ito?
The Mental Health Act of 2018, Doc, it reinforces free mental health services access in every sectors. It could be sa ating workplace, sa barangay levels, sa ating local government units, and also po to reinforce the importance of giving education about mental health. So basically, Doc, the purpose of this is to really bigyan ng access yung lahat, kung ano man yung kailangan nila para sa kanilang mental health.
Okay. Ma'am, Wella, can I call you Wella?
Yes.
Ano bang klaseng mga serbisyo ang pwedeng makuha, pwedeng ma-acquire ng ating mga kababayan?
Good question, Doc. Actually, later on, I want to discuss more about this, pero for now, they can avail free counseling, free psychotherapy. And imagine if we do psychotherapy in private clinics, it costs, here in Davao, Doc, it costs 2,000 pesos. But because of RA 11036, we can afford a free psychotherapy and counseling. And also, we can also afford psychoeducations. I think our local government units, our local officials, our mga SK, yung ganun, there's incorporating psychoeducation in their programs. Also, Doc, isang layunin din po talaga is to remove the stigma as well ng pagbibigay ng psychoeducation. Kasi di naman po natin malalaman on how to take care of ourselves if we don't know about it. So, isa lang po yun sa maraming pwedeng ma-afford, no? Or ma-avail na services ng ating mga mamamayang Pilipino.
Yeah, okay. So counseling, psychotherapy, psychoeducation, and that includes destigmatization, no?
Yes.
Yeah, so that's good. I know that the hospitals yung mga
Mhm.
mga ospital natin, mga kaibigan, ay nagbibigay nitong iba't ibang mga klaseng mga services pero mahal na mahal. Ngayon, ma'am, Wela, ano po ba ang pagkakaiba ng counseling, ng psychotherapy, and psychoeducation? Unang question ko po yan. Ano ang
Yes.
pagkakaiba at saan sila pwedeng pumunta na mga
Mhm.
ahensya ng gobyerno na libre?
Mhm. Nice question, Doc. Parang nape-pressure ako dun, ah.
Bakit
So,
naman?
the difference between counseling, psychotherapy, and psychoeducation. So, una po tayo sa psychoeducation. Itong psychoeducation po is the typical seminars, information drive about mental health awareness. So, for example, this one, Doc, this is an example of psychoeducation. So, parang we're feeding ourselves po on information about mental health, anything under the sun. For example po, paano mag-self-care, paano mag-manage ng stress natin, how to prevent burnout, no? Things like that. Now, counseling, this is for people who struggles with day-to-day adjustments. Meaning to say, yung mga small stressors like away mag-asawa, yung mga estudyante naman, yung mga nasistress sila kasi sa mga projects nila, sa mga exams na paparating or sa mga quizzes. So, day-to-day adjustments, meaning to say, kaya lang kahit hindi higher level of care. So we go to the counseling, which will be given by the counselor. So pwede pong kami nun sa school setting. Now with psychotherapy, Doc, it's a more complex thing po. For those people, well, it's not limited to those people diagnosed with depression or anxiety, but you go to psychotherapy for clinical reasons. So yun na po yung medyo complex version of mental health struggles. And gusto ko lang pong i-point out, Doc, that when we say mental health struggles or challenges or problems, hindi po ibig sabihin ay depression, ay anxiety. Kahit po yung konting kibot ng stress, that's already a mental health struggle. And kailangan po natin yung pagtuunan ng pansin, gaya ng pagtuon natin ng pansin sa ating mga lagnat, sa ating mga sipon, tsaka sa mga ubo. Kasi once this stress is not addressed right away, it could escalate to a more complicated stress. So yun po yung the difference ng tatlo. Sana po na-explain ko ng maayos.
Yes. Saan sila pwedeng pumunta? Na libre.
Okay,
Oo.
perfect. Actually, hindi po ako nakagawa ng research kasi usually po when I do my talk, I do research on, for example, in Davao City, where can they go? Like, they can go to SPMC hospital that gives free services. But I think, Doc, that our regional or provincial hospitals, nagpo-provide po sila ng libreng behavioral interventions. Meron po tayong mga psychologists doon. And I did some research. Meron din po tayong mga private hospitals na nag-a-accept po sila ng PhilHealth. Ganun sa US pag nagpapa-counseling ka or therapy, you have to pay, of course. But it is subsidized using their PhilHealth card or something. And for counseling sa ating mga estudyante, pwede po tayong lumapit sa ating mga guidance counselor. And sa ating namang mga mamamayan, pwede po tayong pumunta sa ating mga barangay health centers, no?
Okay.
Yun po.
So, kasama ba sa law, kasama ba sa batas yung framework or yung kung saan pupunta yung mga barangay constituents natin? Halimbawa, naka-identify sila ng may mental health problem. Meron po bang pwedeng parang protocol? What are the protocols that they need to follow or that they need to consider before reaching yung counseling, psychotherapy, and psychoeducation?
Yes, Doc, I think so. Honestly, I haven't done a lot of research on that one. But I think so, meron po tayong escalation protocol na when do we refer this person
Yes, right.
to a therapist? When do we refer this person to a psychiatrist, no? But kung kaya lang naman sa ganitong level is dito lang tayo sa ating centers na meron tayong mga counselors. So yun po. And I also think, Doc, that the agency responsible for this one is the Department of Health. And sa atin naman pong academe is the DepEd or the CHED, yung mga local agencies natin.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Mala. Ang alam natin dyan, yung structure, yung framework ng government natin under the law, is that sa barangay, sa mga barangay, yung mga nakikinig sa atin, mga kaibigan, sa mga barangay, pag may na-identify sila na may mental health problem, sa RHU nila, alam ko may mga yan may barangay health workers, barangay
BHW.
sila na ngayon ang magre-refer doon sa nurse, and the nurse would be the one to refer it to the RHU, and then may mga agencies talaga na pwedeng tumulong. Kaya alam ko na nakapalaman ito doon sa framework, sa batas natin. Ma'am Wala, can you give us an in-depth scope of this RA, this Republic Act?
Okay, so this Republic Act, Doc, is really designed to be inclusive, no? Lahat kasali po. And it is offering the appropriate support para sa iba't ibang sektor ng ating community. So again, going back, it has three major components, the academe, the workplace, and the community. So it really, again, going back, that it really, ang nag-udyok po talaga sa ating mga legislators to have this is to give free mental health services to each one of us. And going back, in the academe, sa ating estudyante, it really reinforces the importance of giving counseling services to the students and psychoeducation. Number 2 po sa ating corporate or sa ating workplace. Yes po, is to encourage our administration, the management, to implement programs that would alleviate the mental well-being of their employees, and also to provide professional counseling as well, which is the scope of the human resource. So ganun po. And then also and then our community level po is, of course, dun po sa ating mga barangay health centers, sa ating communities. And I think, Doc, on top of that, really, I would like to always reiterate this fact again, to reduce the stigma. Kasi po itong stigma po kasi yung naghahadlang sa atin na humingi ng tulong, na pumunta sa ating counselor, na pumunta sa ating therapist, or pumunta sa ating mga BHW. Kasi ayokong humingi ng tulong kasi baka sabihin nila baliw ako. Ganon. So, di ba? So it's really the purpose of that, to reduce the stigma and to just let everyone know that mental health issues is part of our everyday life. It's normal.
Yeah. It's so easy, it's so easy to tell them, it's part of life. But how do we reduce the stigma?
Nice question. We reduce the stigma, Doc, by recognizing or acknowledging that these things already exist. Okay? Kasi, don't quote me on this, everyone po sa mga nakikinig, but I have read a few studies, research, but it's not to put out generalization out there po, no. Usually kasi sa matatanda, sinasabi nila na, wala kaming depression dati, wala kaming anxiety, wala kaming gano'n, di ba? Ba't kayo may ganyan ngayon? Yan. That's number 1 stigma, daw. Kasi po, dati, wala naman tayong awareness kung ano tong depression, anxiety. So by acknowledging that this already exists, we in ourselves can already normalize na, it's happening. We can do something about it. It's not a bad thing if we experience it. It's already a bad thing nga kapag nag-escalate na siya to a more complex thing. So I think that's one way, Doc, to reduce the stigma, to acknowledge that it's happening. Right? Yeah, happening. Being mindful that it's there. Parang sipon tsaka fever, di ba? Wala namang sumasaway sa atin kapag nagka-lag na tayo, walang, umalis ka dito, or parang, ano ba yan, di ba? Parang ganun lang po daw. To make it part of a daily conversation.
Naalaala ko nung kabataan ko,
Mhm.
yung tuberculosis, pag alam ng isang tao na may tuberculosis, talagang natatakot na yung marami.
Oo.
But then grabe yung information dissemination. Talagang massive ang info dissemination na nakakahawa ang ano yan, ang tuberculosis. But then pag may proper na preventive measures, pwede itong hadlangan, di ba? So the
Yes.
same way siguro na gawin natin ang ating makakaya bawat
Mhm.
isa sa apat na pillars ng society. We have to do a lot of destigmatization by increasing the awareness
Yes.
of our sphere of influence. If I say 4 pillars of the society, you mentioned the academe, the workplace,
Mhm.
the community. I think one is lacking.
The church.
The church, yung church.
Yeah.
Di
I
ba
almost
kasama
forgot
na
about it. The
kasama
church,
ang
yes.
church. So, what can the academe do? What can the workplaces do? I mean, the offices in the
Mhm.
government and non-government organization, yung sa barangay natin. But most of all, what can our church do? Yung mga may iba-ibang mga relihiyon tayo, di ba?
Oo, oo.
Ano ang pwedeng magawa ng iba't ibang mga iglesia para destigmatize, to help in destigmatization. Ano
Mhm.
ko?
Okay, so
Yes.
I think yes, well, I think Tokno, we already answered the 3 key
Yes.
settings. So we focus. Thank you for pointing that out. I almost forgot about the church. It's really speaking from the standpoint of I am an Adventist. No, as an Adventist, stigma is really rampant, Doc, and I believe that in all churches, in all denominations, rampant talaga yung stigma when it comes to mental health. We often hear the word, ay, pag-pray mo lang yan. Or baka you did not pray enough about that. That's why you're having depression. Or it could be, maybe you just have to read your Bible. No, sometimes there is the good intention. Alam natin na that is coming from a place of love, coming from a place of care. Because I've been there before I pursued psychology. I was like that. And it's a hard pill to swallow that sometimes while we think that it could encourage others, we actually discourage them. Kasi akala natin na kailangan natin silang pagsabihan. Sometimes kasi yung mga taong may problema, need lang nila ng ears for us to listen to them. And that's one of the stigma inside the churches, that we sometimes misunderstand mental health issues as a spiritual issue. Coming from the profession of psychology, for example, depression. If you have depression, waking up, Doc, is very difficult. Diba, alam mo yan. Waking up is like a chore. Brushing your teeth is a very hard thing to do. And that's because of the chemical imbalances inside the brain, mixed with trauma, mixed with a lot of things. And they didn't want that to happen to them. But for some people, ay, di na siya nagsasamba. Wala na yun siyang sa Diyos. Super layo na niya. Sometimes maybe they're just having mental health struggles. Or maybe they're having 2. No, so one way for our churches to actually destigmatize mental health is to open our perspective that, again, this is here, this is happening. And what we can do is to build a community that is anchored with love and compassion. If ako kaya yung andito, how would I want to be helped? How would I want to be para bang matulungan? No, so maybe we can, in our church, Doc, I'm so happy that we are having these initiatives during the Voice of Youth. Instead of having health lectures, we do mental health lectures. And that's one way of building awareness. And we also have Adventist Possibilities Department. Adventist, yeah. So that's also one way of reinforcing programs that na para po matulungan yung mga taong vulnerable, like the widows, the PWDs, and yung may mga mental health issues. So that's one way po, Doc, na our churches could help.
Yeah. And maganda yung sinabi mo na ang isa sa pwedeng magawa ng bawat isa sa atin ay makinig.
Yes po.
Our
Super.
listening ear. Yun nga we don't have to be a psychologist or a
Oo.
a psychiatrist or a guidance counselor. The moment somebody opens up, no? Kasi
Mhm.
bottled up na siguro yung emotion niya. So if you just listen, give your listening ear, that's already
Yeah.
a lot, no, to somebody with a mental health problem. Our listeners, ang ating mga tagapakinig ay galing sa iba't ibang sektor ng
Mhm.
ating sosyedad. Ano ho? Some of them are working in the corporate world, so offices, workplaces. Ang iba ay mga drivers sa jeepney. Hello mga kaibigan ng mga drivers sa jeepney at sa mga taxi. Ang iba ay mga estudyante at marami pang iba. Now, how does RA 11036 specifically impact these groups?
Okay, so hi po pala sa ating mga tagapakinig no at manonood ngayon. So this is actually for all of us. So as you've mentioned, Doc, no, very varied po yung mga tagapakinig natin tonight. So again, going back, this law is for all of us. It is designed to be inclusive. So for our corporate workers like me na nasa mga opisina, many of us really face pressures every day. Tulad ng mahabang oras ng trabaho, sometimes we also fail to get, parang may mga ano pa tayo ng mga colleagues or ating mga bosses, hindi good yung relationship. Sometimes that could happen, Doc, no?
Yeah.
Or matataas na inaasahang pagganap at kawalan ng, what we call the work-life balance. And it brings out burnout if it persists. So the RA 11036, it encourages the companies, as what I've said earlier, to implement initiatives or mental health programs like a simple talk on stress management or having regular counseling. This is still something that we lack here in our institution. Wala pa po kaming professional counseling, but hopefully we can do this, not just in ours, but sa inyo din po, regular counseling and policies that allows mental health breaks. I don't know, Doc, if in your workplace you have mental health breaks.
Yeah, oo.
Yeah.
Ina-allow na yan. Isa ngang na halimbawa burnout na yung isang yung isang employee.
Mhm.
Well, sabi lang, I need a break.
Yeah.
I just need to have an R&R, rest and relaxation.
Yep.
Usually, hindi yun sinasabing mental health break. Sinasabi lang na R&R, no?
Relaxation and ano ba yun?
Para hindi, sa Bicol, we call it disimulado, no?
Oh.
Para hindi mahalata. Kasi nga yung stigma na andun pa.
Yeah.
Pero kailangan talaga, bawat workplace meron talagang ganun, no?
Yes, Doc. And I'm so blessed enough to be in this institution that really values the importance of mental health. Kasi meron po talaga kaming mental health break. Like, in that way, we can have, time for ourselves, and hopefully it goes for all of us. And do not quote me on this, but I've heard that the DOLE po, Doc, is among all the paid leaves, like the vacation leave and the sick leave, I think they're trying to implement mental health break, as in the leave because of I'm not feeling well. I just don't want to work. Parang ganun po. I think maximum of 3 days. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on this, pero meron pong ganun. So, yun po.
Yeah. I heard about that, but the thing is, medyo nag-iisip pa sila kasi some of the employees might abuse it, no?
Yeah, that's true.
Baka maabuso ba yung mental health break na sasabihin lang na, oh, I don't feel well, my mind is not really on set this time, so I need to have a mental health break. So parang medyo pinag-iisipan pa nila ngayon kasi baka maabuso. But the thing is, there is, I think, a way on how they can determine if that person
really need it.
Mental health problem. Kasi di ba may mga instruments naman tayo, may
Yes,
mga mental health assessment
Assessments.
tool. Oo. So there are different kinds of assessment tool, mental health assessment tool to determine if that person really needs a mental health break.
Yeah, that's true. Kasi it's a double-edged sword. It can really help a lot of people. At the same time, it can be prone to abuse. So yun din. So
Yeah.
yeah, 'di ba? So going back, Doc, to our corporate workers out there, the RA 11036 really helps prevent burnout from happening, and in general, just to promote, not just, but to promote overall well-being and healing to each one of us. So that's for our corporate workers. And you also mentioned a while ago, Doc, that we also have viewers from sa ating mga kuya, no, sa ating mga public vehicle drivers, no, whether you're a bus driver or a jeepney or a motorcycle driver, ito din po ay para sa inyo, no? Para sa mahabang oras sa kalsada at ang stress na pagharap sa traffic, because I've been to Manila maybe twice or thrice. I've been to Luzon, and parang grabe ang traffic, Doc. Nagrereklamo na ako sa traffic sa Davao, and when I went to Manila, grabe yung traffic, no? So that could be stressful as well for them.
Right.
So those concerns po, mga kuya, no, para sa inyo, those concerns po, they are being supported po ng RA 11036, that we do local programs on the barangay level with regards to mental health. It could be po, mari po itong lumabas sa anyo ng mga community centers or mga nakalaang hotline kung saan we can get, again, free counseling and support po para sa ating mga driver. Given naman po na iba't iba sa atin, we have unique challenges, and as well to our drivers, meron din silang mga unique challenges na kinakaharap. And mahalaga po ang ganitong hakbang na meron silang pwedeng puntahan if they feel overwhelming emotions. Kasi naman po, I want to put it out there, Doc, that healing never happens in isolation. It only happens in relations. So, sa ating mga drivers, again, we always struggle with problems, everyday stress. So, minsan, mas nakakatulong po sa atin na pag-usapan ito, no? So, kasi sa mga lalaki, medyo ayaw nilang mag-open up, di ba? Parang meron sila masculine facade. Hindi naman siya facade, pero parang masculinity lang, ayaw kong
Tinatago nila.
Yeah. But for our drivers, mga kuya, pwede po talaga yung pag-usapan. And punta lang tayo sa ating mga community centers na malapit sa atin. And let's ask if there are already existing programs such as this po. Yun po, Doc.
So you mean to say, ma'am, pag pakiramdam nila ay kailangan nila ng counseling, pupunta lang sila sa
Yes, Doc. And hopefully, yes po, Doc. Yes po,
community.
Doc.
Okay, that's good to hear. That's good to hear. Actually, meron tayong listener ngayon sa Facebook. At ang sabi niya, hello, Ma'am Wella from Tagum, Davao. Good evening po sa inyo. Good health and God bless po sa inyo. Thanks po sa inyo sa pag-inspire po sa amin about po sa justice na matatutunan ng mga listeners at viewers. So, ma'am, one of our watchers over our Facebook page ay nagpapasalamat po sa inyo at natalakay niyo po ito. Oh, okay. So, we also have our friend na nagsabi, Ma'am Wella, ask ko lang po, ayon po sa chat dito ni Hexel Andrew, may center po for mental health doon sa Adventist Hospital Davao at ina-accept ang PhilHealth. Meron din po ba sila na complete na gamot? Thank you very much po, Ma'am Wella from Davao.
Wow, so we also have a listener from Davao. Okay. Thank you for putting that out there, Sir Hexel. So Sir Hexel, Doc, is also one of the AMHPA members. He is a psychologist. So he wanted to share po na sa ating mga listeners from Davao, tumatanggap po ang Adventist Hospital Davao ng PhilHealth package for mental health services. So yung question po ni Ma'am Helen Aguilar, tanungin natin si Sir Hexel niyan, ma'am, no? If meron ba silang complete na gamot? Kasi I believe na, I'm not sure if meron na bang psychiatric section yung Adventist.
Yes.
Yeah, it has
The Hoppen Clinic of
Okay.
Adventist Hospital Davao. May mga psychiatrists sila, may psychologists sila, may guidance counselors.
I know, merong mga psychologists talaga na may iba't ibang specialization. So later on, Ma'am Helen, I'm just going to message you privately and to answer your question kasi I have to confirm it, Papod, with Sir Hexel. He is also one of the resident psychologist in Adventist Hofen.
He will be our speaker. He will be our
Yeah,
resource
on
speaker this
Wednesday.
coming June 11.
Oh, next week, yeah.
Ay, June 4 ba yun? Yeah, we will announce later.
Yeah.
But he will be, sa mga listeners po namin, si Sir Hexel will be our resource person one of these days po.
Yeah,
Doc
so,
and Ma'am pala.
okay, so we've already, going back to the question, Doc, ang rami na natin na ano. So going back to the question, for our students, no, again, for our students, how does the RA 11036 impact your group? So again, every day we have academic pressures, tas meron pa yung social and personal challenges that truly affect the mental well-being of our students, though. And this RA 11036 really pushes for the inclusion of what do you call that? Of mental health services in our schools and universities. So I think this one is really very evident in our schools, Doc, because we have guidance counselors, no? And recently lang yung bagong pinatupad na na dapat kada eskwelahan meron talagang registered guidance counselor. This is to really reinforce more the RA 11036. So me, I am working in the academy and I do this to the students. I give counseling, not just counseling on the emotional basis, but also career counseling and also psychoeducation. Because in this way, Doc, ito talaga po ay tumutulong sa ating mga estudyante to develop coping mechanisms early on. And speaking from the academe, ang daming kaso, Doc. From simple adjustments as wala pang friends, as I'm still a first-year college student, very overwhelming yung first year, to cases of sexually assaulted, sexually abused by a family member. So, ang dami. And it's really sad to have these things going on. But RA 11036 is here for those kind of people.
Yeah, that's good to know, no? Na ang ating academy may ganung klaseng mga
Yes.
programa. Ma'am, wala sa yung pag-aaral, sa survey ba, ilan na mga estudyante natin sa paaralan ang may na-identify na may mental health problem?
Come again, Doc?
Ilan? Or sabihin na natin may survey ba na nagsasabi na marami ng mga estudyante ang may mental health problem?
Oh my gosh, we're talking about numbers now.
Not actually numbers, pero ano ba ang ratio or proportion out of, let's say, 10 students, ilan dyan ang may mental health problem? Sa case ninyo,
Okay.
sa
Here in
school
my,
ninyo. Oo.
I cannot really say to generalize ito kasi hindi naman kasi lahat nagsisik ng help, no? We are really dependent on the help-seeking behaviors ng aming mga client. But I've done a research right now. Sabi dito that 35% of college students are struggling with mental health issues. And that ranges from depression, anxiety, and the rest of the percentage is coming from people with trauma or stress-related disorders. And also, according to Statista, not really specific on students, Doc. I'm sorry if I cannot really answer that one. But
It's okay.
yeah, it says, Doc, that mental health issues is one among the top causes of morbidity here in the Philippines. So
Really?
parang tumutupong na siya sa hypertension, ganun. Because there is really a high or an increased rate in suicide.
Yeah, so there are so many students who have suicidal ideation. They wanted to take their own life. Oo. I think sa lahat ng schools may ganun. So I am so happy that this law, itong law na ito ay sinasabihan ang mga different kinds of schools, no? All sa palagay ko lahat ng schools sa private and public, from elementary, secondary, tertiary, na magkaroon talaga ng mga mental health services. Okay.
And yes, and what is really sad, dapat talaga na encourage pa talaga ang reinforcement ng mental health services sa ating academic institutions. Kasi according to science and physiologically speaking, the brain matures at least at age 25, yung frontal lobe natin. So, adolescents, children are very prone to, to poor decision making. And sometimes, when they have problems, when they are faced with stressors that they think that are beyond their control, they resort to escaping it.
Oh,
Diba?
yeah.
And sometimes a lot of students also engage in negative coping techniques such as, drinking, hanging out with friends, parang punta sa mga gantong mga lugar, or sometimes even harming themselves. So it's really high time to really strengthen the availability of mental health services inside our schools.
Yeah. Oo, oo. Maganda yung na ano mo. Kasi yung 4 pillars nga ng society,
Mhm.
yung academe, ang school, then ano pa nga yun, ang
Workplace.
workplace, and then ang
Church.
church.
And
And
then
then we forgot the other one, academe, workplace, community, and
Mhm.
the church. Each of this agency, each of these sectors need to have good mental health services. Okay, now moving from policy to practice, what are some practical steps or initiatives that individuals and organizations can take to support the objectives of
Mhm.
RA 11036 and foster a community healing?
Yeah, it's really important to discuss this because what will be the use of the Mental Health Act of 2018 if we in ourselves talk no, we do not do anything, no? So what are some practical steps, no, that we can do to support the objective or to really take advantage of this RA 11036 is number one, to educate and to advocate, no? Pwede po tayong magsimula sa pamamagitan ng pagtuon ng pansin or sa pag-aral ng RA 11036 kasi hindi talaga natin super na-cover yung RA 11036 but you just search it in the Google and then everything nandun na po lahat. Meron naman po tayong mga phones, di ba, sa ating mga kabahayan. So we just learn about it, about the RA 11036. Kalaki po ang mga mental health resources na pwede po nating ma-avail because of this RA 11036. And after that, maaari po nating i-share ang mga information sa ating mga kaibigan, sa ating mga family members, at sa mga kasama sa work para naman po makatulong tayong bawasan ang stigma associated with mental health issues. So yun po, Doc, educate and to advocate. So ngayon po sa ating mga listeners tonight, you have been educated, so it's your time to share that as well sa mga taong hindi natin nakasama ngayong gabi. And siguro, Doc, the number 2 na practical tips or step is to magsimula po tayong gumawa or mag-join ng support groups. In the USA, this is something that is very normal. Marami silang support groups. For example, Alcohol Anonymous, diba? Narcotics Anonymous. They talk about their struggles as alcohol dependents. And kasi kapag nag-join ka ng support groups, malalaman mo na, ay, hindi lang pala ako mag-isa nagsa-struggle nito. Marami pala kami. So you will feel that you are not alone. And the purpose of joining a support group as well is to encourage one another and to share po that there is hope. Kasi iba po yung nagagawa talaga ng community, ng relationships.
Yes.
Kasi po mag-isa tayo, hindi tayo ginawa ng Diyos na mag-isa eh. No man is an island talaga. Yeah, even si Aidan, di ba? Adam, binigay si Eve sa kanya. So for the practical tips, sana masimulan to dito, no? To form or join support groups. To let you know as well that you are not alone in what you're struggling. Kasi minsan, Doc, parang nahihiya tayo kasi, ay, ba't ko ba ito nararamdaman? But when we listen from another person who also have the same struggle with you, ay, meron palang iba din.
Hindi lang pala ako.
Hindi lang pala ako. So, parang, di natin i-shame yung self natin kasi siya din eh. Parang ganun. Yun yung purpose po ng support groups. And siguro, Doc, number 3, again, paulit-ulit na po ito, but to promote workplace wellness. So, for our corporate workers out there na nakikinig po sa atin, we can start po by advocating within our workplace for the integration of mental health programs. If you are one of the workforce that are implementing programs in your workplace, then maybe you can start implementing programs for stress management, self-care, peer support, and access to professional counseling. And then, this one, Doc, I don't want to forget this. For our church communities, no? In any denomination, how can we take advantage or how can we support the objective of RA 11036? We can always leverage faith-based community resources. Kung ikaw po ay bahagi ng isang simbahan o iba pang religious community, we encourage you to have initiatives that combine mental health advocacy with spiritual support. I always love what Dr. Chris tells us, Doc, that we should not be unapologetic of how we approach mental health. We should always be psycho-spiritual. We should not be sorry that we are doing this way. So for our leaders na nakikinig ngayon na nasa mga church communities, we can do it. We can always integrate faith-based mental health approach, no? So we can organize po mga prayer sessions, mga support groups, no? At community discussions that honor both the professional insights and the divine teachings of Jesus Christ. Kasi naman talaga, we always go back to Jesus. Actually, we always go back to love, to care, and to empathy. And lastly, Doc, I think we are running out of time. Lastly, no, is to share your story. Personal stories are powerful tools in breaking the stigma. Ang mga personal po natin na kwento ay, again, makapangyarihan, no? To remove the stigma. So if you feel comfortable, share your journey with mental health challenges because you don't know that it can inspire others to seek help and to foster a broader dialogue about mental health care. So yun po, Doc, yung 5 nating mga practical steps.
Okay, napakaganda ng ating talakayan, ano? So, 5 minutes na lang, so I will throw a question. Ano ba ang gusto mong i-question natin? I have not come up with a question, pero siguro ang magandang itanong ngayon ay anong batas ang enacted 2018 na pinag-uusapan natin ngayon.
Pwede yan, Doc. Pwede yan.
Yes. Yan ang question natin, mga kaibigan. Kung meron po kayong kasagutan, kindly just call us. At this number. Okay, let me again say the number 0918-944-7891. Again, ano po ang batas na pinag-uusapan natin ngayong gabi? Call us at 0918-944-7891. While waiting for our listeners and caller, Wella, I would like to thank you na hindi lang ako ang nagpapasalamat kundi lahat ng ating mga listeners ngayon to know that there is a law that is enacted on the year 2018 called RA 11036 na nagbibigay ng free services because we thought that it is only for the privileged, it is only for the rich people, but we are happy to know that even those who are in the community, ang mga nasa barangay ay pwede pong mag-avail nito. So, to sum up, no, my caller na pala.
We have a caller, Doc.
There is a caller. Can we, Sir Andy, Sir Leo, pwede ba silang makausap? Hello?
Hello?
Yeah,
Hello,
hi. Good evening. Good evening.
Good evening.
Yes, may I know your name? May we know your name?
Mau
Ano po?
Hello?
Yeah.
Maureen
Pwede po
Abraham.
ano po? Come again?
Maureen Abraham.
Ay, okay, ma'am. Taga saan ka po ba? Saan ka ngayon?
Cavite po.
Sa Cavite. Where in Cavite? Where in Cavite? I'm also here in Silang Cavite. How about you? Asan po kayo?
Imus.
Oh, in Imos, Cavite. Wow. Talagang malawak na yung ating tagapakinig. Ma'am, we are so happy that you are listening and standing by. Ano po ba ang natutunan nyo sa ating talakayan ngayon?
Yung pong sa mental, magpapagay sa doctor.
Ay, okay. Ma'am, ano po ba ang batas? Ano po ba ang batas na pinag-uusapan natin ngayon?
RA 11 sa mental health.
Ay, okay, tama. Tama, ano, Ma'am Wella?
Yes.
Yes,
Mental
tama ang kasagutan mo. Tama. Yay, palakpakan naman natin. Yay. Pumapalakpak po kami kung hindi nyo kami nakikita. So we would like to thank you and congratulate you because you just won a GCash and we will be sending it to you right after our radio program. Okay, mga kaibigan. So I am so happy that we invited one of our resource persons from AMHA, from Adventist Mental Health Association Mindanao. The whole month of June, mga kaibigan, ang AMHA Mindanao, led by the president, Dr. Chris Del Monte, will be the one to take over the mindful chat. So there are so many of them, psychologists, guidance counselors, na in-invite natin for the whole month of June. So we hope that you will still be with us. Ano ho? We hope that you'll still be with us today and Wednesday and Friday. So Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, ano ho? From 8 to 9. From 8 to 9 p.m. Tama? No. Mahirap itong tumatanda. Ano ho? So, Ma'am Wala, kindly please wrap up what you have just discussed.
Oh, sige daw. So, sa atin pong mga nanonood at nakikinig ngayon, lagi po nating tatandaan na ang RA 11036 is not just a legislation. Ito po ay nagrepresenta sa atin ng pag-asa, protection, at kagalingan sa bawat mamamayang Pilipino. Whether you're a corporate worker, o kaya ikaw ay isang tricycle driver na araw-araw ay dumaranas ng stress, o isang estudyante na patuloy na hinaharap ang matinding pressure, alamin po natin na may legal na karapatan at sistemang magsusuporta sa komunidad na nakalaan para sa iyo. At isama natin ito sa mahabaging halimbawa na ipinakita ni Jesus Christ, Doc. At magkaroon po tayo ng pundasyon para sa isang mapagmalasakit na lipunan, that in every conversation, every good deeds, at bawat hatbang sa ating mga advocacies ay nag-aambag sa isang hinaharap kung saan mental health is a collective priority. Again po, lagi natin tatandaan na ang mental health ay hindi lamang pribilehiyo ng mga mayayaman, kundi ito po ay pangunahing karapatang pantao ng bawat mamamayan. And Doc, I just want to leave this passage from the book of Psalm 34:18. It says that the Lord is close to the brokenhearted and He really saves those who are crushed in spirit.
Thank you so much, Wella. That's very well said. So, siguro ang government natin, the Philippine government, we would like to thank them for coming up with this law. Maybe one of the references of why they come up with this law is the Bible verse that you have just read, no? Na ito ay para sa lahat, especially those who are depressed, those who are oppressed, those who don't even have money, no, to support them, no. So we are so happy that we have this RA 11036. Okay, so mga kaibigan, the takeaway is educate and advocate, join support groups. Don't be just a bystander, be a participant, no, be a part of the solution. Thank you so much mga kaibigan. Ito po ang inyong lingkod, Lalaine Saron Alfanoso. Nagpapasalamat hanggang sa muli. Maraming salamat po. This is Mindful Chats. Thank you.
Mindful Chat sa 89.1 FM. Isang oras na kaalaman, kwento kwentuhan at kasagutan tungkol sa kalusugang pangkaisipan. Kasama ang mga psychologists, guidance counselors, and mental health experts para sagutin ang iyong katanungan at maghatid ng kanilang kaalaman. Pag-uusapan natin ang mga seryosong bagay na minsan ay hindi nabibigyang pansin. May live tawagan. Kaya kung may tanong ka, ilahad mo na. Huwag palalampasin ang Mindful Chats every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday, 8 to 9 p.m. Kasama si Doc Lalaine Alfanoso at Pam De Castro. Your mind, your strength, mental health matters.